Hi students, in this subject already we learn about Ajax technology. Next topic is web services. This is the last topic in this unit. What is meant by web services? Here web services are open standard based web applications. What are the web applications here? Means XML, SOAP, HTTP that interact with other web applications for the purpose of exchanging data. Here, web services can convert existing applications into web applications. Next, web service is any piece of software that makes available over the internet and uses of standardized XML messaging system. Here, XML is used to encode all communications to a web service. Next, web services are XML based information exchange systems that use the internet for direct application to application interaction. These systems can include program, objects, messages, or documents. Next, a web service, it is a collection of open protocols and standards used for exchanging data between applications or systems. Next point, software applications, it is written in various programming languages and these are running on various platforms, can use web services to exchange data over computer networks like the internet in a similar to inter-process communication on a simple computer. Here web service is a interoperability. Here interoperability means it is software to exchange and make use of information between Java and Python of Windows and Linux applications like that. It is due to use of open standards. Next, these are the advantages of web services. First one, exposing business functionality on the network. Here, exposing business functionality on the network means it provides some sort of functionality to client applications. Client applications means are end users. It is over the HTTP protocol. Here, web services can be used anywhere on the internet. Next point, next advantage is interoperability amongst applications. What is meant by interoperability amongst applications means here web services allow various applications to communicate each other and share data and services. That is about interoperability amongst applications. Next one, a standardized protocol which everybody understands. What is it means web services use standardized industry protocol for communication. Next point, reduction in cost of communication. Here, what is the reduction in cost of communication means web services make use of SOAP over HTTP protocol. Here, existing low cost internet for implementing web services. Next topic is types of web services. Here there are two types of web services here. First one, SOAP web services. Next one, REST web services. Here SOAP, S-O-A-P. Here SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. Simple Object Access Protocol here. Here SOAP is an XML based industry standard protocol for designing and developing web services, but it is XML based language and it is platform and language independent. So our server can be based on Java and client can be .NET, PHP, the technologies. Next, what is meant by REST web services. Here REST web services, REST. Here REST, it is an architecture style for developing web services. It's getting popularity recently because it is a small learning curve and compared to SOAP. Here resources are core concepts of RESTful web services and they are uniquely identified by their URIs. Here URIs means Uniform Resource Indicators. Next, here this is the SOAP web service architecture. Here in this figure, how the client will communicate with the service provider. That explains the here SOAP web services architecture here. Here, in order to communicate, the client must know the information like the location of web services server. Here we give the functions here, function 1 and function 2. There are functions available and it written types of function and input output formats. Here the service provider will create a standard XML file. So if this file is given to the client, then it will be able to access the web service. That is about web services architecture, this diagram. Here in this figure, how the client will communicate with the service provider. In order to communicate, the client must know the information like the location of web services server. Here some of the functions available over the internet here. It written types of function and input output formats. Here the service provider will create a standard XML file. So if the file is given to the client, then it able to access the web service. Next one is RESTful web services. Here RESTful means, what is the RESTful means here? Representational state transfer. REST stands for representational state transfer. It is a stateless client server architecture in which the web services are viewed as resources can be identified by their URLs, means uniform resource locators. Here in this REST, it consists of two components: REST server, which it provides the access to the resource, and next component is REST client. It access and modify the REST resources. Next, here another web service architecture is REST web service architecture. Here in this architecture, client and server exchange the representations of the resources by using standardized interface and protocol. Here REST, it is not a specific protocol here. Next, the response from the server, it is considered as representation of resources. Here this representation can be generated from one or more number of resources. Here RESTful web services use the HTTP protocol methods for the operations performed. Here some of the methods we include here like get, post, delete. These are the methods useful to the REST web services. Here we give the request to source using URI to the resource. Client give the request a resource using URI. After that, in this RESTful web service server, it is a response. It is representation of some resources here. After that, this representation can be generated one or more number of resources. Here RESTful web service, it this server use the HTTP protocol methods for the operations. What are the operations you have to here means some of the methods like get, post, delete, etc. After that we give the response in XML JSON format. Already know about XML JSON. Next topic is Java Web Services. Next topic, Java Web Services. Here there are two main APIs defined by Java. APIs application programming interface here defined by Java for developing web service applications. Here these are two main API methods here. First one JAX WS. First one JAX JX WS. It is mainly for SOAP web services. There are two ways to write JAX WS application code. There are two ways. You have to write JAX WS application code. You have to use two ways here. What are the two ways means here? RPC style and document style. RPC style and document style. Here. Next. Here JAX JXWS, it stands for Java API for XML web services. JAX WS stands for Java API for XML web services. Next, JAX WS is a XML based Java API to build web services, server and client application. Next one JAX RS. Here JAX RS means it is mainly for restful web services. Here JAX RS stands for Java API for restful web services. It is the Java API for creating REST web services. Here JAX RS use some notations to simplify the development and deployment of web services. Here both of these APIs, it is a part of standard JDK installation, Java Development Kit tool installation. So we don't need to add any jar files to them. Here both of these APIs use annotations very heavily here. Here JAX RS, it is mainly for RESTful web services. There are mainly two implementation for creating JAX RS application code. Here these are two. First one Jersey and Rest Easy. Jersey and Rest Easy. These are the two implementation web services to create the JAX RS application. Here first one. Here JAX WS. In this JAX WS we have RPC style and document style web services. Means two ways to write JAX WS application code. What is meant by RPC style? Here RPC style, RPC stands for remote procedure call. Means remote procedure call means these are the discrete values. It uses the name of the method and its parameters to generate XML structures representations. A methods call stack. Stack means here last in first out. Here this method is a RPC means remote procedure call. Means these are the discrete values. It uses the names of the method and its parameters to generate XML structures representing a method's call stack. Next one is document style. Here what is meant by document style means it indicates the SOAP body contains on XML documents. It can be validated against predefined XML schema document. Here it indicates the SOAP body contains an XML documents which can be validated against predefined XML schema document. These are about the two styles, means are two ways to write JAX WS application code here. Next one, JAX RS. It is mainly for RESTful web services. These mainly two implementations. What are the two implementations for creating the JAX RS application here? Jersey and Rest Easy. Here Jersey. Jersey means it is a open source production quality framework for developing RESTful web services in Java. It is a Jersey means it is a open source production quality framework for developing RESTful web services in Java. That is meant by Jersey here. And next, Rest Easy. It provides various frameworks to help build RESTful web services and RESTful Java applications. And next, it provides various frameworks to help build RESTful web services and RESTful Java applications. These are the about Java web services. In these Java web services, how we develop web service applications in Java, we are using these two methods, two API methods, JAX WS and JAX RS. JAX WS, it stands for Java API XML web services. JAX RS means Java API for RESTful web services. These are about the Java web services. Next topic is, last topic in this unit, WSDL means Web Services Description Language. Web Services Description Language. Here it is, what is meant by WSL? WSDL means it is an XML based language for describing web services, how to access them. Here the WSL, it is the document, it is used to describe a web service. This description, it is required so that client applications are able to understand what the web service actually does. Next, WSDL describes how to access a web service and what operations it will perform. And next, WSDL is a standard format for describing a web service. Next, WSDL is a language for describing how to interface with XML based services. Next, here this WSDL file contains the location of the web service and the methods which are exposed by the web service. Here last point is WSDL is a language that UDDI uses. Here UDDI means here it stands for Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. Here Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. Here UDDI means WSL, it is a language that uses the UDDI. It stands for Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. Next, here UDDI means it is a platform independent open framework. Next, UDDI uses WSDL to describe interfaces to web services. Next, UDDI can communicate via SOAP, and Java and RMI protocol, remote method invocation protocol. Next, Corba can communicate like this. UDDI can communicate via means through SOAP, Corba and Java and RMI protocol. Next, last point, UDDI is an open industry enabling business to discover each other and define how they interact over the internet. UDDI means it uses WSDL, means Web Services Description Language uses the UDDI. UDDI means Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. Means it is a platform independent and it is a open framework, and it will describe the interfaces of web services. Here UDDI, it can communicate via SOAP, SOAP, Corba and Java and RMI protocol. Next, last point, UDDI, it is an open industry enabling business to discover each other and define how they interact over the internet. That is about the WSDL, Web Services Description Language. Up to this 5 units completed in this subject. We are having important questions on Unit 5. What are the important questions on Unit 5 means here? What is web services? What is the importance of it? Already we explained this. What are the different types of web services? Explain. Differentiate between WSDL and SOAP. Next one, explain Java web services in detail with an example. Next, explain Ajax and its advantages. Next, explain about callbacks in Ajax. Next, explain how to make an HTTP request in Ajax. Explain working of the XML response in detail. These are the important questions on Unit 5. Up to this, the syllabus is completed for web and internet technologies. Thank you.